So hi there, my name is Brent Smith, and I am the Common Constitutionalist. Welcome to the Common Constitutionalist. Yes, this will be a weekend video podcast, although you ain't seeing much video here yet. For some reason, my intro on site was sketchy and jumpy and whatever. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong with it, just this one segment. So I just went ahead and just scratched it. I just deleted it, and I'm just doing like an audio intro. So today's weekend video podcast is entitled Trump COVID Treatment Might Just Work and Left Doesn't Care About Coronavirus. And I'll be discussing those 2 points right after this. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, I hear the wind, but I don't feel any, and I desperately need some breeze, because it's hot out, and I'm in a parking lot, the parking lot of my office. Basically, what I've been doing is, for the past 6 or so more hours, we allow a church charity food pantry to run out of our warehouses, and they use, regular shopping carts, the regular wire shopping carts you see at every supermarket and whatever. And those wheels wear out running across the parking lot and whatnot, so I try to help out them where I can. I'm not affiliated with the pantry, but I try to help out where I can. And so I've been over here this is Saturday, out in the parking lot of my office, and basically pounding out old wheels and putting in new wheels for the shopping carts. Man, it is exhausting, but it's it's one of those things that need to be done, and I have the capability of doing it. So you just get her done. Anyway, so the Trump COVID treatment might actually just work. The World Health this is from the Blaze. The World Health Organization announced Wednesday, just this past Wednesday, that it is set to resume an international trial testing the effectiveness of hydroxychloroquine in treating COVID-19 after the organization had previously suspended the trial, suspended my fanny, they canceled it, over safety concerns. And we heard all about those safety concerns, and all about on every leftist cable channel and on every leftist website that Trump, hydrochloroquine, chloroquine doesn't work, and Trump's a crazy person, and we can't believe that he's promoting this nonsense. Remember all this? I mean, it's been happening up until, frankly, it's still happening. The decision to resume after problems were discovered, listen to this, with a leading medical journal study on the drug that claimed the drug was ineffective against coronavirus and increased the risk of death in patients. Remember, we heard about this. CNN had several articles, MSNBC, they all did. The Washington Post, the New York Times, just lambasted Trump. How could you ever even promote an untested, unproven, potentially dangerous drug? Oh, you heathen, orange man dangerous, that type of thing. The study published in the Lancet on May the 22nd, feel free to look up this Lancet study, and on the all across the entire study, on every single page of the study, where it was deemed hydroxychloroquine doesn't work and is more risky than any benefit that you could possibly get from it. Everything on every page is redacted or retracted. Talk about egg on your face. At any rate, the study published in the Lancet on May the 22nd has since been criticized, and this was the study that originally came out and said, oh, hydrochloroquine doesn't work and it's dangerous and I can't believe that, that blah, 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 blah. Has since been criticized by more than 100 scientists and clinicians for its use of suspect patient data provided by a U.S. company, Surgisphere, which didn't match with government reporting. The journal study was also co-authored by Surgisphere's chief executive, Saipan Dezai. whatever. The journal was forced to issue an expression of concern on Tuesday. What a load of crap. It doesn't say expression of concern across the now bogus study. It says retracted. To alert all readers to the fact that the serious scientific questions have been brought to our attention regarding this study. So the WHO canceled all study and all research on hydroxychloroquine because of this study, okay? And so that's when they came out and said that basically Orange Man bad, he's full of crap and blah, 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 right? On Wednesday, after its Safety Monitoring Committee cleared the way, the WHO announced that it would resume the testing. Shazam! Quote, on the basis of the available mortality data, the members of the committee recommended that there are no reasons to modify the trial protocol, said WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. I don't know what his name is, and I don't care because he's a freaking hack in bed with the Chinese. He said that in a news conference. Not that he was a hack, but he should. Quote, this is Tedros Boutros Ghali, or whatever the hell his name is. Quote, the executive group received the recommendation and endorsed the continuation of all arms of Solidarity trial, including hydroxychloroquine, unquote. Hydroxychloroquine is one of, this is the blaze now, hydroxychloroquine is one of 4 drugs being tested as potential treatment, not a cure, and not a vaccine for COVID-19 in the Solidarity trial, which Tedros Boutros announced has enrolled 3,500 patients from 35 countries. Though the testing is set to, now listen to this, here's the caveat. Though the testing is set to resume, the WHO noted, stressed that is, that the restart was not an endorsement of the drug. Of course not. You know why? Because who endorsed the drug to begin with? Oh, that's right, Orange Man. President Trump endorsed the drug. So the WHO and none of these other leftist hack outfits could ever possibly endorse a drug that Trump, even when it's found to be successful in testing and that the mortality rate is zipperoonie and there's really no problem taking it. That's why his Trump's doctors, the White House physicians, said that it's okay to take it, that the risk of any side effects is almost nothing. Quote, we hope that the ongoing trials will continue until we have definitive answers. Gee, that would be a great hope, said Soumya Swaminathan, the WHO's chief scientist. My God, man, get a name like Tom Jones or something, bro. According to Politico. So there you have it. The Trump COVID-19 drug that he's been touting, hydroxychloroquine, and they didn't say anything about the Z-Pack thing or whatever. I don't know what kind of combinations or whether they're just testing this drug for its viability against coronavirus or with other things. But in any event, once again, Trump's instincts were right. The rest of us common sense people were right, that the risk of taking hydroxychloroquine is almost zip, and the benefit could be enormous. And it has been enormous, at least anecdotally, for many, many people. Probably thousands and thousands of people at this point in time. So, but again, the WHO wanted to stress for sure that they're not going to recommend this drug. They're not going to give any stamp of legitimacy to this drug because Trump recommended to begin with. That's the reason why they're not doing what they're doing. Okay, it's not that there would be a stretch. You know what would be a stretch? It'd be a stretch if they actually got something right for a change instead of being a bunch of political lemmings in the pocket of the Chinese, and they do what the Chinese tell them to do. So that's all I got on that topic. Ridiculous as usual that the left is wrong. What a shocker. I'll be right back after this. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all that other stuff. It helps out. Whatever. You know what to do. Be right back.
You're watching the Common Constitutionalist Weekend Video Podcast.
Okay, I still hear the breeze, but I don't feel it. That's probably because I'm in the shade on the corner of my building, and that's the only shade there is. Otherwise, I'll be baking in the sun, and I've already been baking in the sun all morning and most of the early afternoon. At any event. So this was one is the left doesn't actually care about coronavirus. You know how I know? This is how I know. What about the lockdowns now, people? Whatever happened to all the lockdowns? What happened to the grave concern by leftist dictator politicians? And that's exactly what they are. Authoritarian statist autocrat dictators. The Department of Redundancy Department. Democrat governors drunk on power issued draconian edicts, and we still remember them because they're still going on in a lot of states, that no one can leave their houses. They ordered businesses closed, at least the ones that didn't have the multi-gazillion dollar lobbying firms working for them, so they could stay open. Hello, Walmart, Home Depot, those kind of things, you know. But mom and pop on the corner, no, they had to close down. They had to go bankrupt, and now look at them. Countless small businesses. I mean, we're talking countless. I don't know that there's ever going to be an actual count of the small businesses that went belly up and will never ever reopen. It's a gum tragedy. I was going to say something else, but I'm not a cursing man. Every once in a while it'll slip out when I get totally ripped, and I'm getting there. Oh, nice breeze, baby. Yeah, buddy. Some 40 million people are currently out of work. Now, we did have a huge uptick in the May numbers, and that's a good thing. That means some economies are opening up, but we'll have to see now. And so there was small businesses left and right gone belly up, never to return, 40 million people out of work, in excess of 40 million people, 20% unemployment, 15 to 20%, and this was all commanded by various state and county and city governments, okay? Thousands of people were arrested for merely straying out into public, leaving their house and straying out, going to the park to play with their children, going to the beach, going to church. Yes, you'll get a $500 citation for parking in the parking lot of a church. Remember that? Yeah, I remember that. Our statist governors reveled and continue to revel in their authority while basically citizens remain mired in despair. And that's there's no other way to put it in my opinion. Police departments were actually told by their political overlords, remember this? Not to respond to calls due to potential danger of contracting the planet-killing virus. Dun dun dun! Had to add that. And of course we were told that this had nothing at all to do with politics. This was all for public safety. This was for your safety. This was for your good, because you don't know what's good for you. And we, as the authoritarian overlords, know what's good for you. These same city and state dictators, they all of a sudden then, they flipped on a dime. As if the coronavirus just disappeared into the atmosphere, into the ether, when protesters, rioters, thugs, anarchists were allowed to take to the same streets that we weren't allowed on just a week or so ago, or a day or so ago, or whatever, and parks and other venues. By the hundreds of thousands they came out and rioted and protested and marched and yay, whatever, Black Lives Matter. And not a freaking word was said about the dangers of virus transmission. Did you hear one mayor, one governor, one authoritarian dictator wannabe come out and say, y'all better go home or you're going to be arrested, like we did in the churches and we did to that mother in the park playing with her little girl, and we've done countless times, arrested people, fined people, booked people for this crap, but yet you protesters can come out all you like. Don't wear masks, we don't care. We're not going to say an effing word because we're political frickin' hack junkies, and that's what this was all about to begin with. Just remember that the police were told not to protect and serve during the COVID-19 outbreak. Remember? Because I remember, I did a report on that where mayors and whatnot actually told police departments not to go on calls because of transmission or contraction of the disease when they got there. I remember that, don't you? Well, now the police are sent out with the National Guard en masse to protect the cities. Some cities are burning down like like the fall of Rome, the sacking of Rome or something like that. It's ridiculous. Well, I'll be darned. Now all of a sudden the police can go out, and the rioters and the protesters can go out, and the Black Lives Matter people can go out, and the anarchists and the Antifa can go out, and they can run around, and they can be in huge clumping groups of thousands and thousands of people, and the police can go out, and the National Guard can go out, and there's no problem. And not a single word is coming from our political douchebags. Also, did you hear about this? Because I venture to say that almost nobody heard about this, because I don't think that it's been reported other than here. Maybe a few other conservative places, but here. Did you know that over 70 coronavirus, COVID-19 testing sites have been vandalized and destroyed just so far by these Black Lives Matter Antifa rioters? Okay, these looters, these destroyers of property and destroyers of life. 70 COVID-19. Remember when the governors and the mayors were all whining at Trump? We don't have enough testing sites. Oh my God, testing is so important. We have to test everybody. Now what did you hear one freaking word from these people about the 70 sites that have been destroyed by these a-holes that don't even know why the hell they're rioting, other than it's an excuse to steal flat-screen frickin' TVs? Have you heard a frickin' word about this from any governor that, oh my God, we got to shut these things down, they're destroying the testing sites? Yeah, it's real damn important, isn't it? Did you hear Governor Cuomo say that? Did you hear the douchebag governor of Michigan say that? Or the governor of New Jersey? Or any of these other hack governors? The governor of California? Or the mayor of New York City? Or the mayor of Los Angeles? Did you hear any of these people say anything about, please don't touch the COVID sites? Do what you want with our city. Destroy it if you like, but please don't touch the testing sites, because they're of vital importance, as we knew just like a week or two ago, or a month or two ago, when they were whining and bitching about not having hospital beds and not having enough testing. Give me a frickin' break. So don't tell me these leftist a-hole politicians didn't make a political calculation about this damn virus. They all saw the opportunity for more power, and they seized it for political gain. That's why the COVID-19 lockdowns. They seized power for political gain because they had the opportunity. But when something else, just by some sort of freaking miracle, fell out of the sky, it was easy as hell to abandon the virus meltdown and flip over to the social justice meltdown. That's going to get them a lot more mileage, I guess, right? Unfrickin' believable. Sorry, I actually had to pause the camera for a minute because I was getting so utterly pissed off that I could barely even stand it, and I was going to go off on a not too pleasant rant. So I just decided better off just taking a quick break, taking a quick breath, and then getting back into this. Okay, at any rate, so the governors and the mayors and all these city officials and state officials, all these Democrat hacks, they saw a golden opportunity, shut the people down, do what they want to do, gain more power, set precedent so they can shut things down when they need to, when there's an emergency that crops up in there as they deem fit, set that precedent so they can use it later, and then everything was great. But people were starting to get antsy, and then the George Floyd incident happened, and the golden opportunity just fell out of the sky for these people. Don't think it's not a golden opportunity. Don't think that they're not treating this as never let a good crisis go to waste, because that's exactly how these effing people are treating this. It's unconscionable. These people, they got a one, in my opinion, and I'm just a flawed human, they've got a one-way ticket to hell. H-E double hockey sticks, bro. Okay? That's it. Whatever. So, like I said, they abandoned the virus meltdown for the social justice meltdown because they can get some traction. And then the virus, the virus meltdown, the lockdown, you can only maintain that for a short period of time, in that relatively short period of time. And then people are just going to demand to go back to work and demand to go outside. And that's what they've been doing despite the governors and these mayors, dictates. That's the problem. But and eventually the science will and is catching up to the viral meltdown, to all these lockdowns and stuff, and the science doesn't necessarily promote it. As a matter of fact, it promotes the exact opposite with herd immunity and things like that. I've got a bug flying on me. And so that's what I mean by the science will eventually catch up to the authoritarian dictatorship, and that's what it has. But there's no science in social justice. There's no science, there's no logic, there's no reason, and there's no freaking humanity for social justice. It's nothing but drummed up emotion and hatred. That's all it is. And so how can you refute that? Because it's all subjective. So it's not COVID-19, which is objective when you get right down to it, because it's a virus and it's going to have to be battled by medicine and science. And there's no battling by medicine, science, logic, reason, humanity, anything, social justice. It's just a made-up construct. So it doesn't make any difference. That's the problem with this damn thing. And I will, probably the next day or two, give you my thoughts on exactly how they're going to extend this social justice meltdown that they've got currently going here. The Black Lives Matter nonsense. And it is freaking nonsense. And if you don't believe me, go to the conservative twins, and they'll let the people, they'll let you know. See, I'm a white guy. I'm a cracker. Okay, so what? I can't talk about Black Lives Matter. Well, bull crap. I'm an American. Too bad. If you don't like it, turn me off, switch me over. I don't give a crap. Doesn't make any difference. Okay, I'm going to say what I can say because I'm allowed to, because I'm a blanking American. Okay, and I've got the freedom of speech to be able to say it. Okay, that's what freedom of speech is all about. By the way, freedom of speech is about hate speech. It's about speech that you don't necessarily like and can't stomach. If there wouldn't be any need for freedom of speech if everybody loved everything you said. If everybody loved everything that everyone else said, then there wouldn't be any need for a freedom of speech clause in the First Amendment, because it would never have to be utilized. Hate speech is what people classify hate speech is covered by the freedom of speech, because that's what people take offense to. But I'm still allowed to say it as an American. I'm not required, you're not required to listen to me, okay? You can shut me off, you can walk away and whatnot, but I'm still allowed to say it. At least so far, I am, at least, unless I'm on a college campus, and then they have the hate speech police, but that's beside the point. In closing, because of these dirtbags, because of these a-hole governors and city councilmen and Senate and House people in the various states that have shut places down and now are allowing these anarchists and Black Lives Matter people to literally trash private businesses with the okay of the governors and whatnot, they had bloody well better not get a dime of federal money, our money, by the way, to bail them out. They better not get an effing dime. Do you hear me, Mr. President? Do you hear me, Congress? Do you hear me, Senate? You better not give these frickin' people a dime. That's another reason why they are doing what they're doing, so they can bankrupt their states even further. Then they can blame it on these things, and then the feds will have to bail them out. So that's about all I got for this. I'm going to have some follow-up because I'm not nearly done. This is the Common Constitutionalist signing off. Don't forget to like or hate. Don't forget to comment. I don't care what you comment. Keep it clean. You can spew your hatred all you like. You can call me a you-know-what all you like. But keep it clean or it ain't going to get up. Okay? Or if it does find its way up, I will personally take it down. But other than that, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say about me. I'd prefer you were on my side or on the side of right, because I know I'm right, because I'm not the only people, okay? I'm not the only person saying this. That's all I got. See ya.